Good morning, boys and girls. So today we will read aloud a story. So, um, our first strategy, the first thing we need to pay attention to is to think about parts that we can summarize. So we are going to try to summarize this story. Think about these questions to summarize the story. First, what is the article about? What do the children do to help plants and animals? Those are two questions we can ask ourselves to help us summarize the story. Remember that when we summarize a story, we say a short sentence for the beginning, a short sentence or two for the middle, and a short sentence that summarizes the end. So you're going to tell a very short story about what we just read. Okay? And our other thing to focus on is to categorize and classify. So listen for categories of plants and animals as we read. So categories, remember, it means groups of plants and animals. Okay, so just listen for these things, and as we go, it'll help us to understand the story better. Okay, so we are going to read an article today called 8 Years Old and Going Strong. Now remember, an article is written to give us more information. It's not a fun story. It's not a fantasy story. It's a story written to give us more information about true life things. So let's read. The Earth Savers Club at Mission San Jose Elementary in Fremont, California, is older than its members. The club, which used to be called Kids for Saving Earth, has been around for 8 years. That's at least a year older than many of the first and second graders who make up the group. The kids in the club may change from year to year, but the good work they do continues. So let me ask, what grades make up the group in the Earth Savers Club? First and second graders. That's you guys. So imagine these kids are just like you, and they are a part of this Earth Savers Club. So at the beginning of this article, it's telling me a little bit about what we will talk about, but I'm interested to find out what we will learn about this group, what they actually do. The club began, says leader Janice Tipton King, when the kids turned a hill at the school into a nature area. They wanted to return a part of the yard to the plants and animals that needed a place to live. The kids, teachers, and volunteers began to think and built a zigzagging trail and surrounded it with plants that would grow in the area naturally. So these are plants that would grow whether people took care of them or not. Kind of like the soap plant. These plants are able to survive the area's hot summers and the clay soil. Each year, the club members add new plants and take care of the old ones. And each year, they face new problems like what to do about aphids, insects that can damage plants. The kids have learned to look at different ways to solve problems. The aphids, for example, could be left alone, or the kids could spray soap on the plants to get rid of them. They could also bring in ladybugs, which are natural predators of the aphids. The wildflowers the kids have planted have attracted lots of insects to the habitat. In turn, the insects have brought birds and other animals, such as alligator lizards and even a possum. So it looks like lots of animals appreciate the nature area the kids created. In addition to helping wildlife, the Earth Savers take part in a science camp every year. The group also works with community members to watch storm drains for signs of water pollution. And this busy club still finds time for recycling and composting too. Students and teachers have come and gone, but the habitat and the club have continued. In 1998, the club received money from the Alameda County Water District to make the habitat even larger. So the plants, animals, and students aren't the only ones who enjoyed the habitat. It's clear that the whole community does too. So let me summarize briefly what this article is about. So the Earth Savers Club is a club that was created in Southern California at a school. The kids built the kids got together with teachers and volunteers and other school staff to put a hillside where they planted plants for animals. And they had to think of different ways of solving problems. How would they let these plants grow and such? And it was such a big success that even the community decided to help out. Not only are the kids able to participate in this great community, in this community effort, but they've also been able to go to science camps. And even today, this group it's still alive. It's still going. So that is my brief summary of our whole article. I could probably think a little harder about that and make a really nice written summary. But let's ask a few questions. Who is the article about? The article is about the kids in the Earth Savers Club. What do? They built a nature trail as for animals and plants. Now, what kinds of animals are mentioned? Alligator lizards, possums, aphids, ladybugs, and birds. Very good. Thank you for listening to our lesson today, and I will talk to you later.